Azur Promilia, the new game from the developer of Azur Lane, just finished its very first closed beta test in China, and I was lucky enough to play the game for over 35 hours, and here I want to give you all of my impressions. So I think we start with the thing that makes the game really unique, which is the entire monster mechanic. Capturing monsters, evolving monsters, assigning them tasks and let them battle for you and so on. So currently in the very first beta test the game has 161 monsters in it, and those include legendary monsters, a lot of monsters that have evolutions or even 2 evolutions, and instead of Pokeballs in this game you have cards, and they also come in different rarities like normal rarity, rare, mythic, legendary. So the game was obviously in Chinese, so I don't know what the official translations will be. However, of course, the more rare the card, the higher is the chance to capture a monster. Some of the monsters also can be used as mounts. In terms of combat system, there are 2 completely different combat systems. One is the normal overworld battle, like the open world or domain gameplay, and this is pretty much like you already know from other RPGs or gacha games. So basically you have 3 characters and you can swap them out, and each character can also equip one of the monsters, and the monsters can perform in combat a skill, kinda like the echo skill in Wuthering Waves. However, in this game the cooldown is shorter and the monster skills are much stronger. Now I want to give a quick shout out and big thanks to the sponsor of this video, a new upcoming Dragon Ball game, Dragon Ball Gekishin's Quadra. Now Dragon Ball has always been one of my favorite franchises. I grew up with the anime of Dragon Ball Z. I covered and played most of the Dragon Ball games on the channel, like Sparking Zero, Kakarot or Xenoverse 2. And now for the very first time Dragon Ball is getting a 4v4 MOBA game. Now the game will soon be available to be cross-platform, meaning you can team up with your friends on PC, console and mobile. And also it has cross-save, so you can connect your accounts to carry over your progress between your different devices. The game will have a vast variety of characters. The characters are grouped into different roles and categories, like damage dealer, tank and technical. And you can also personalize your heroes sort of with different skins, entrance animations, and you can also swap out their special finisher animation. You can swap it out for a different one, so you can really customize the character the way you want it. Pre-registration for the game is already open, so make sure to check out the game. I'll leave you a link in the description and the comment section below. Thanks to Dragon Ball Gekishin's Quadra for sponsoring this video. The game's combat system has a perfect parry and a perfect dodge, and it has a follow-up attack, like for the perfect dodge as well as for the perfect parry. There are counter attacks or follow-up attacks, and yeah, those have pretty flashy animations. The second combat system is basically the trainer battle. So if you want to use Pokemon rhetorics, you would say like the trainer battle, gym trainer battle or whatever. So you have challenges, then some of the NPCs on the open world, they have a card symbol over their head, and this means those are other monster trainers that you can challenge. So in the trainer battle you can only use one character, and your character can also use support skills. What will be actually deciding the battle will be your monsters, right? Each monster that you summon or spawn has a certain cost. You can see the cost of those monsters on your monster cards that you are playing. And first in the beginning you have like conquer the middle ground. Once you conquer the middle ground, you are able to spawn your monsters closer to the enemy's tower, and once you destroy the enemy's tower, then basically you won the trainer battle, right? Now in the closed beta test, of course, there was no gacha or monetization at all. There were 16 playable characters and you could acquire them by farming in currency in-game. However, this was also the case with other gacha games, betas, right? So I think in this game, clearly the characters will be gacha. However, I don't think there will be any real money monetization for the monsters. Now in terms of characters, instead of 16 playable characters, All of them are female, however we knew this already beforehand. It's the developer of Azur Lane, there are also only female characters. And with the exception of the main character. The main character in Azur Promilia you can choose if it's male or female. And yeah, the developer already mentioned in the past they are much better at designing female characters, so they don't really want to put any male characters into the game. And in terms of quality, they look really good. Animations absolutely top notch. In terms of story, you only had basically the introduction, who are you, a world introduction, then a couple of introduction quests to the different systems. What I've captured from the story so far, so basically the story starts playing as one of the female characters, the archer girl, and then it's basically a meteor hitting Earth that turns out to be a capsule, kind of like Vegeta landing on Earth, right? And in this capsule is basically your main character, the so-called Starborn. Again, if you want to check out any of this stuff, I uploaded a no commentary video of the first 30 minutes, the prologue, the introduction. I uploaded also a video showcasing all of the 16 playable characters. Now in terms of world, you have basically 3 big areas. One area is of course the open world, where you can explore the world, capture monsters, capture world bosses. And then we have the second map, which is the town. The town has quest NPCs and also has the domain NPCs, where there are a couple of challenges. So this also serves as the central hub for all of the domains, where you can grind materials, upgrade materials for your characters, upgrade materials for your monsters, so on and so forth. And you also have a challenged ladder mode, kinda, where you can fight stronger and stronger NPCs in a trainer battle. And last but not least, you have of course the base, which is your home, where you can build your facilities to craft certain types of stuff. Now in terms of performance, the game runs smoothly for me, but again I played it on a 4090 RTX, so that's to be expected, but yeah, I ran it on max settings on 4K. So now this brings me to the final judgment and what I think of the game. So I personally really like it, however there are, I'd say, 3 things that remains to be seen. Like the first thing, and this is probably the make it or break it for me, is will there be a good story, right? Like characters, animations and models look really good, but there needs to be of course a story where they can shine and so on. And then we have of course the endgame aspect, like will there be monster trainer PvP? Will we be able to even trade those monsters, right? I mean, this is what makes other creature collectors shine, that you are able to trade monsters. And last but not least, for some people of course it could be a problem that there are no male characters other than the main character. For me that's not that big of a deal. If I'm playing a creature collector, then like that's the main point I'm playing this game, right? So those are my 2 cents for the game so far. Again, the closed beta test only ran for 3 days, so I tried to get as much playing hours in as I could. If you want to see more of those reviews or impressions, please let me know in the comments. And big thanks again for Bandai Namco and Dragon Ball for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check out the game in the description below. Thanks for watching, see ya!